The standoff between Washington and Caracas has entered a deadly new phase. The U.S. military carried out what President Trump described as a kinetic strike in the southern Caribbean, sinking a vessel and killing 11 people. The attack, conducted in international waters, was presented as part of a counter-narcotics mission. The operation comes just days after the United States deployed one of its largest naval task forces in decades off Venezuela's coast. Missile destroyers, a cruiser, an amphibious assault ship, and even a nuclear submarine. The build-up has displayed a show of force not seen in Latin America since the U.S. invasion of Panama in 1989. President Nicolás Maduro has responded by mobilizing militias and troops, warning of an imperialist plot to topple him. Meanwhile, Cuba accused Washington of turning the Caribbean into a war zone. So how did it come to this? The confrontation traces back to March 2020, when the US indicted Maduro on narco-terrorism charges and offered a $15 million reward for his arrest. Soon after, President Trump sent Navy ships and surveillance aircraft to the Caribbean. 2 years later, in 2022, relations briefly thawed. With Russian oil cut off by Western sanctions, Washington eased restrictions on Venezuelan crude. But the pressure ratcheted up again in July 2025 when the US Treasury designated the Cartel de los Soles, a network it says Maduro controls, as a global terrorist organization. In August 2025, the standoff escalated with the large-scale US naval deployment. While the US officials described it as a counter-narcotics mission, analysts suggest it signals a clear warning to Caracas. As Latin America faces its most serious confrontation with Washington in decades, the world is asking whether this is a show of force or the prelude to war.